I showed up for Thanksgiving believing I still belonged. Instead, my own parents blocked the door and told me to leave. Inside, everyone I trusted was laughing without me. They thought the night would erase me. They didn't know it would expose them. I knew something was wrong the moment the front door didn't open all the way. It cracked just enough for my parents to step out, their bodies forming a barricade as if they were guarding a secret they were ashamed of. Cold air rushed past them and hit my face. My father stared at the porch railing. My mother inhaled deeply, then said the words that knocked the wind out of me. "You're not invited tonight. You should go home. It's for a heartbeat." I honestly thought it was a cruel joke. Then I heard it laughter drifting from inside. Warm, familiar. My sister Lily's voice, my Uncle Mark, even Ethan, my closest friend, the one who claimed he'd be out of town for the holiday. Everyone was there, just not me. The porch light flickered overhead, buzzing like it couldn't handle the tension. I felt frozen, my emotions locking up all at once. Betrayal has a way of making your body go numb before your mind catches up. I nodded without saying a word, turned around, and walked back to my car like I'd been dismissed from my own life. I didn't cry. I didn't scream. I dialed one number and started the engine. 20 minutes later, my phone vibrated. By then, the damage had already begun, but hold that moment. Because that night didn't come out of nowhere. It was carefully prepared. Weeks before Thanksgiving, something in my family had shifted. Conversations stopped when I entered a room. Phones flipped face down. Smiles grew tight and rehearsed. My mother watched me the way people watch someone they're afraid might figure things out. Lily stopped laughing at my jokes. My dad kept checking the clock whenever we talked, like he was late for a meeting I wasn't invited to. And Ethan. He stopped replying. This was the same guy who panicked over unread messages. Suddenly, silence came easily to him. I told myself I was overthinking it. My family relied on me. I was the dependable one, the fixer. I repaired the garage wiring, negotiated Lily's tuition fees, tracked down my mom's lost jewelry. They praised me loudly in public and ignored me quietly in private. Ethan had once said, if everyone disappeared, you're the one I'd keep. Turns out he meant the opposite. Betrayal doesn't arrive loudly. It leaks in. A forgotten invite here. A whispered sentence there. You don't feel anger at first, you feel confusion. Suspicion grows silently, like mold behind the walls. And by the time you smell it, the house is already ruined. What I discovered next wasn't just exclusion, it was planning. And someone finally decided I deserved to know. The first crack in their secret came from a message. That wasn't meant for me. It buzzed onto my screen late one night from Lily. One short line. He has no idea. This is going to be perfect. Seconds later, it disappeared. Too late, I stared at my phone, heat crawling up my neck. Perfect for whom? And why mention me at all? After that, the clues poured in, like they were tired of hiding. A grocery list on my mother's kitchen counter labeled Thanksgiving with 24 names written neatly underneath. I counted twice. There were 25 guests in our immediate circle. I wasn't one of them. Then came a voicemail from Uncle Mark. Accidentally left on speaker. Hey Ethan, did you talk to him yet about the plan? We're running out of time. My heart thudded painfully, but I still didn't confront anyone. I didn't argue. I listened. The final proof arrived from someone who still had a conscience. A forwarded screenshot from Ethan's phone.eya, a family group chat brand new. One I wasn't included in. Messages filled the screen. Don't tell him. He'll make it awkward. Let's just enjoy one holiday without him. My mother. He's been too much lately. I want peace for once. Peace. Without me, something in my chest hardened like my heart had decided pain wasn't worth the effort anymore. I realized then that this wasn't a misunderstanding. It wasn't thoughtless. It was deliberate. And that was when I remembered something else. A month earlier, while checking my credit report, I'd noticed unfamiliar accounts. Loans, credit lines, all under my name. My parents had assumed I'd never look closely. I did. I gathered everything, quietly, documents, records, timestamps. I didn't accuse them. I didn't hint. I let them feel safe. Then there was Ethan. His side hustle he bragged about after a few drinks. Off the books, untaxed, reckless. Except the money trail wasn't invisible. And the people he worked with? One of them owed me a favor. I didn't want revenge. I wanted accuracy, so Thanksgiving night. After being told to leave my own family behind, I made 3 calls from my car parked 2 streets away. 1 to the bank, 1 to an investigator, 1 to someone Ethan should never have trusted. I sat there, listening to laughter echo from inside the house, while everything they'd built began collapsing quietly. Justice doesn't need applause. It just needs timing. 20 minutes later, my phone rang. And that's when their laughter turned into panic. My phone lit up first with my mother's name. Her voice was unsteady, cracking in ways I'd never heard before. "What did you do?" she asked. I could hear chaos behind her stairs, scraping, raised voices. My father shouting my name like it was a curse instead of a son's. "They froze our accounts," she whispered. "All of them." I didn't speak. Then my dad grabbed the phone. Yelling, demanding, panicking for the first time in my life. I heard fear tear through his authority. The next call came seconds later. "Ethan," I answered. "They're auditing me." He gasped, breath uneven. My partner pulled out, "My accounts are locked." "What did you tell them?" I leaned back in my seat, staring up at the dark sky. Calm, steady. "You all wanted one holiday without me," I said. "I figured I'd give you that." Silence swallowed the line. "You planned this," he finally whispered. "No," I replied. "You did? I was just paying attention." That's when it hit him, the slow, devastating realization that his safety had come from my silence, from my loyalty, and he had traded it for comfort. None of them apologized that night. They didn't know how. After that, they stopped calling, not out of anger, but fear. Fear of what I might still know. Fear of what listening instead of dismissing could cost them. I moved away months later. Different state, different life. Surrounded myself with people who don't celebrate holidays by excluding someone else. Now every Thanksgiving, I cook alone, quiet, peaceful. And I've learned something important. Once you see people clearly, you stop grieving what you lost and start appreciating what you escaped. Because the people who try to erase you often forget one thing: you know exactly how they did it.